Hi, everyone.
Hi, James.
Welcome to BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. I'm James. I'm just drinking water today.
Why is your water red?
It has Mio in it.
Oh, I thought it was rusty pipes.
Well, that too, because it gives extra flavor. That copper taste
Mm.
does good for your body. Jake, what are you drinking?
God, an Oktoberfest. My friends are echoing. I don't like it.
Well, that's too bad
New,
for
re-
you.
new recording setup.
Echo, 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 echo.
Echo.
Hi, and I'm Matt. I'm drinking gunpowder gin.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
John, Tink.
this sounds very good.
Tink.
Gentlemen, clink.
Today we're going to talk about the A-Team. Matt, we're gonna remain quiet. You're gonna read the card.
All right, we're going to talk about Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. It is Nicholas Fury Sr., Timothy Dum Dugan, and Gabriel Jones. They are 3 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic with 5 health, 3 threat, size 2, and medium move. Their first attack is a builder, which gains them 1 power. It is called Prototype Weapons, and it is physical for range 4, 5 dice. On Wild, they have Pursuit, which means they can move short. Next, they have Energy Grenade! I only read it like that because it's got an exclamation point. It is range 3, 4 dice, 1 power. The target gains Incinerate because I can read. Their Spender. The show's over. Physical, range 3, 6 dice, 3 power. Before choosing a target, they can choose whether it is physical or energy, and on a Wild, they have Poured On, which then lets them make a prototype weapons attack. It does not have to target the original person. They also have Siblings in Arms for 2 power. Choose another allied character within range 2 of this character. Place this character within range 1 of that chosen character, or place the chosen character within range 1 of this character. A character can be placed by this superpower once per turn. They've also got Your Back for 2 power. When an allied character is dazed or KO'd by an enemy effect, the effect is resolved. This character may use this superpower. This character makes a prototype weapons attack against the enemy character that caused the effect. And they have permanent stealth. Also, when you flip their cards, they get 6 health instead of 5. Go!
I really enjoy that you clarified it's permanent stealth. It's like stealth is like a one-time bonus.
Well, it doesn't
It
require
makes me
power.
happy.
It's
Okay.
always on.
It's
So
insanity.
They're
I do really
They're a
okay.
perfect standard 3 threat character. Like,
th-
they are the exact middle of that bell curve.
they're a little bit worse than Winter Soldier.
Okay, I'm gonna say my bit. Both of you are gonna stop talking. I'm gonna talk. No over. No. Bad.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so
Cool.
Jake likes them.
So
Spoilers.
what I think is
No,
really
I don't think
important.
you're actually right. It's just,
What I think is important for Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos is now we can definitively estimate how much threat a normal human would be on the scale of Crisis Protocol.
no,
Because
no, no,
these
no,
three
no,
dudes
no.
cost the same as one
No,
Bucky
this is
Plug.
3 humans.
Yeah, so they're 1 threat each.
Yes. So we can now definitively say a normal commando is 1 threat.
You gotta throw all 3 of them on the same base to actually make them equal 1 3-threat character.
So
That's why
with that
the A
metric,
team always works as a team.
bum, ba-dum, ba.
No,
See,
no,
don't know
no.
what it's studied. Okay, so yes, spoilers ahead. I do like these guys. However, what you said with their comparison to Winter Soldier is really spot on. However,
Thank you.
I disagree. They are not a weaker Winter Soldier. They are a slightly different Winter Soldier.
They
Now,
actually have an
I-
affiliation.
so does Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he does.
Also,
Oh yeah, that's true. He does now. Never mind.
they're in the
Sorry.
same affiliation, so you could take them both in affiliation. It's interesting because so there are some differences between Winter Soldier and these boys. However, the differences are sometimes a little surprising, and I think a
They
lot
have
of
a
them
bigger base.
they have a bigger base. So prototype weapons as their builder attack is a big difference from Assault Rifle and Winter Soldier, and I think that actually drives a lot of the other changes on the card. As your memory, the big difference here is Assault Rifle is one more range, one less power, but has rapid fire on a regular hit. So any superpowers and abilities tied to the primary attack, tied to their builder, tend to be cost a little differently on Winter Soldier versus Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. For example, Got Your Back is what I'm thinking of. They both have Got Your Back. However, the Howling Commandos pay one less than Winter Soldier. It is less their builder is less valuable than Assault Rifle because he can't cheat an extra attack into it. Additionally, Siblings in Arms is Hydra Tactics, and it's the exact same name. Well, sorry, it's Hydra Tactics with a different name because they don't want to give it to a shield model. One of the
I really wish they did.
Mm.
Just call it Hydra Tactics, and just
And
have
not
people
Red
like,
Back.
wait a second.
You're not Captain America.
Well, there's a
Hydra.
new Hydra Tactic card to bring that up. Anyway, there is another difference though between Siblings in Arms and Hydra Tactics. Siblings in Arms says this character can be placed by the superpower only once per turn.
Mhm.
Hydra Tactics does not. So Winter Soldier, if he has enough power, could daisy chain himself with multiple teleports through and around allies.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
burn
that
up a lot of power though.
it burns up a lot of power, but you could also cross a lot of ground quickly with a range 5 weapon that does not require you to move.
I actually also don't think that Hydra Tactics you can move the target to you. I think you can only bounce to your target. This actually lets you take the person within 2 and bring them within 1 of you.
That is correct. That's another difference. So again, this is kind of what I'm saying is I actually don't know if one or the other is better. They are slightly different, but they're coming from a same design space.
I mean, I
Um,
do like the movement shenanigans a little bit with Brother in Arms. You also get the short move towards.
with pursuit
They
from the
being
builder.
Yeah,
prototype weapons.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
So crossing that, Red Fury, their spender compared to the shows over are again really similar. Red Fury has one more attack die, one less range, a little more expensive, and you get an automatic assault rifle attack. You don't need a wild symbol to roll it.
mhm.
So again, like Winter Soldier is kind of being built on a similar chassis, whereas the Commandos are de-emphasizing Winter Soldier's repeated use of his assault rifle to emphasize some of their other utility abilities, to which I kind of look at grenades.
So
You said that wrong, sir.
Grenades!
Grenades!
God bless you.
Um,
I think they do the same thing a little differently, but the problem is they do the same thing. So me and Matt were debating. I think they should be in the middle of the field. This way they have a larger spread on the 4 inches because it says when somebody gets KO'd or dazed, it doesn't matter how far that person is dazed. If the person within 4 of you, because you're using prototype weapons, you can nail them. Matt wants to run them on the flanks.
I tentatively agree with Matt because stealth characters have a harder time making use of their stealth in the middle, so because they can be approached from multiple directions. Being a stealth character with range 4 attacks means you can dance on the outside range of engagement and force your opponent to have to come to you, otherwise you keep plinking at them. Now,
That's why I
5
went
dice
to,
attack to plink at them with is not nothing.
See, I can see
and
Winter
that's
Soldier being a flanker. I don't think these guys would be a flanker. I think they want to be closer to the middle. But
why
that's my
not bring
opinion.
both of them? That way you can cover both
Why not
flanks.
both?
And
I
also,
would.
why not both? They're 3 threat. Most rosters can afford it,
and
and
you can bring Nick Fury.
you have to if you want to play Shield.
It's technically true. Yeah, Nick Fury's the only
Yeah.
person actually. And you can bring.
So,
Well, the thing is that you can bring both Nick Furies.
Yes,
Because
they are
that's
not the same person.
which honestly, for what they are, they're a perfect fit into the region they're supposed to go, and I think they're perfectly splashable into any list, which is what I like about a 3-threat model.
Yeah, I actually think the Howling Commandos are a really solid. Again, they're maybe a little squishy. They don't have any particular things going for them other than stealth, but 3 defense dice across the board and 5 health. That means outside of ridiculous things with like 5 threat models or higher, they're probably not going to be one shot in a single activation. Your opponent will have to commit an entire activation to dig them out.
And if they're
And
throwing a
also,
5-threat model after them, good.
yeah, also having Incinerate guaranteed on a range 3 attack, as well as the option of your spender being energy or physical, actually gives you a decent amount of flexibility in what, if you're not careful, could be an all physical roster if you're going for shield.
So let me ask you this. So we did the original Human Torch, and I kind of said that it feels like he feels better in Hydra than he does in his own affiliations. How do you feel about Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos being in Hydra?
I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
you can.
I don't.
Here's the thing. They're good. They're consistent. I think they're fun. Hydra is nothing but weird, quirky 3 threat models, especially with all of the Cabal backsliding into Hydra. I think Shield likes them quite a bit.
Shield
Because
likes them
Shield just
definitely.
likes good workhorse models. These guys like having access to all of the banned tactics cards that Shield has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess my biggest question is why. I just don't see why compared to other things.
I really wanted Nick Fury to feel better in Hydra than he does in Shield.
Nope, he fits
He fits
perfectly into
perfectly in
his
Shield.
affiliation.
I was gonna say you've got a weird mind where you're just like, a new model for X affiliation. I hope it's better in Y.
I really do. I hate following the affiliations. So,
Well, can I pull on that thread for a little bit?
sure.
So this game is kind of interesting because we keep talking about like the baseline 3 threat, and that a lot of the affiliations, and we've said this a couple of times, overlap a lot in their design space.
Okay.
So in past with other tactical skirmish games like this, like War Machine, Hordes, Guild Ball, everyone is allowed to be very jealous of the other team's special gimmick thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this game kind of has the flexibility of you could just take that model. Like it's relatively easy. Take it in your roster. Comic books have team ups all the time. But I think there's still a lot to be said for playing an affiliation focused roster as your default or as your majority of models in an affiliation to make use of synergies in the faction or tactic cards, as opposed to grabbing all of the special one-off or interesting abilities from around the field.
Yeah, it's nice to say stuff like, they fit into this, but really the affiliations are there for a reason.
Yeah, it's generally affiliations. There, every affiliation tends to have certain model types, archetypes, if you will, get filled. Like there, some affiliations have some kind of support model. They're giving rerolls. Some affiliations might have more rerolls, but there's usually at least something in affiliation to get rerolls. There's something I've not universal, but there's usually something with some kind of objective based play. There's some kind of tank. Is
Oh,
Lizard the best tank in the game? Quite possibly.
yes.
Do you need to play Lizard on every affiliation?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
So, let me mention this. I actually got two things. Um, the grabbing of objectives.
Mhm.
I actually do like these guys for grabbing objectives because a lot of the objectives say either you can only move once, or it moves your movement down to slow. It's a place. So like the
Siblings
siblings in
in arms.
arms, you can like, cool, I got the objective, teleport away, and then make your short move. Um,
Yeah. It is
Also,
really important. Neither Hydra Tactics nor Siblings in Arms cares whether one of them has an objective,
nope.
which is sometimes rare for a teleport.
If you also running if you're also running Shield and you have Winter Soldier and you have these guys, I believe technically the Shield agents are technically allies. So if a Shield agent gets shot off the board for some reason, hit by a beam, whatever, like they get grazed by a beam,
Mm-hmm.
you now have two characters that can just go, cool. I spent some energy, and both of us are shooting this guy.
Cool. And you know where those guys are probably going to be? In the center of their board, so you can attack both in on flanks.
Yeah,
You're
like that is
convincing me.
kind of the
You are
benefit
convincing me that the flank thing is a good thing.
because if Nick Fury Sr. is dead center, then his Grunts are likely also dead center.
Yep.
It's the fact that both Got Your Backs are in shield should have at least some people poking up a little, be like, oh yeah, what if I really did build these characters just to focus on attacking as much outside of their turn as in it?
Mhm.
Because they're still builders, they still generate power.
Mm-hmm.
It is worth noting as well that while prototype weapons is 5 dice, it is a flat builder.
Yep.
So you need to make at least one shot with Hydra with the Howling Commandos to be able to afford Got Your Back. And it's unlikely you're going to be able to pay for it over and over again, because one trigger of Got Your Back, unless you splash Nick Fury into Steve Rogers Avengers, you're not going to make enough energy to pay for it again off of one trigger.
No, I kind of agree. I probably would not take these guys along with Bucky into Captain America Avengers. I'd probably leave them in Shield and do the exact same thing we said, because if you get a single shot off, that's one, and then I would say you're always sitting on 2 energy at all times.
For the most part, yeah. Like I said, I like him. He's just a perfect little model.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're solid.
He's a big boy.
It's just a solid character.
And having him in the Shield affiliation, you still get the chance of gaining more power to keep doing more. It's just a perfect little pairing. It's just I can't say it's great any better or any more.
He does have 2 tactic cards.
Go for it.
If Nick Fury first, infiltration. If Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos and this card are part of your squad, do not deploy Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. It's still part of your squad and gains power as normal. During an allied character's activation, if they are not as part of the battlefield, an allied character can play this card. Put a flare token within range 3 of the character playing the card. During the next cleanup phase, deploy Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos within range 1 of the flare token as they airdrop in. It's interesting.
Don't like it. Here's the reason why I don't like it.
You don't like being able to randomly go on your opponent's back point on turn 2?
They're a medium move, and within 3 is still nice, but you're losing out on the energy the first time. I would rather have them move medium on their turn. The only other advantage is technically you're now down a character, so you're going first again next round.
That's huge.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you play Black Order.
Real quick, what do you mean you're out in energy?
So, because they're not on the table, you don't gain an energy on the first turn.
No, you do. It is still part of your squad and gains power during the power phase as normal.
You don't lose anything.
You literally have your team move up round 1, end of round 1, or even like as their first action, like, oh, hey, a long mover goes to the middle. Cool. Pop flare. Howling Commandos are coming in here at the start of the next round. Cool, I'm going to have first activation because I brought less miles than you. Howling Commandos go first!
Hey, guess what? Because now they've got 2 turns, now I could drop 2 grenades, and now half your team possibly has Incinerate.
Like, as much as you love Gamma Shelters, this is almost like top of round 2. You are threatening the back point for Gamma Shelters.
Yeah.
And your opponent now has to deal with that.
I mean, that's not a problem to deal with. They're 3/3/3. So
remember what I said though.
Like, but now I have to pull your heavies. You have to pull 2 3-threat models off the middle point or the back point, or 1 5-pointer. Either way, I just screwed up your plans to stop me from scoring 3 points.
And because I would also say, just don't underestimate the fact that pursuit on their 5 dice. They don't necessarily have to spend a move to get to your opponent's back point. They can just double tap and go for pursuit both times. Not guaranteed, but it potentially is putting damage on whoever is guarding that back point while also putting themselves on top of it.
I mean, I can see that card also now being beneficial as I don't know where to deploy, and you can basically are deploying on turn 2. So I can see being more useful for that. But yeah, okay, it's okay to have. If you're going to bring Shield, you're going to bring these guys, bring that card. If you're not bringing them, if you're bringing them something else, I don't think I'd bring it.
But one of the most one of the most powerful abilities in War Machine, which these guys came from, was ambush. This is ambush.
Then
You need
yes,
something over there right now. Cool.
And I'll also point out, to Matt's point, the initiative tweaking is potentially the strongest part of this card that's not written.
Hmm.
Being able to play a wide list with lots of 3 threats, but still pretend to be a smaller list and prevent your opponent from automatically taking initiative or you taking initiative, and then getting the full benefit of your wide boys on round 2 or 3.
I would not do this in turn 3. I definitely do it in turn 2. You're gonna be down a character for
You
2
want to wait too
rounds.
unless you've got some tanky 3 threats.
You're not gonna have tanky 3 threats and shield.
Why not? I can
Uh,
splash whatever I want.
yeah,
Mm.
nothing stops shield from taking lizard and then making lizard a shield agent.
Yeah, literally.
Remember, both Hydra and Shield now have tactic cards that say this person's affiliated.
I don't like that anymore. All right, next
Us-
card.
Next card. Oh, I will point out real quick, Infiltration is unaffiliated. You do not have to be playing Shield to use it. It's just part of Howling Commandos kit. So if you do
Yup.
splash Howling Commandos, you can infiltrate them.
Yup.
Next up, Over the Top. During an allied Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos, or Steve Rogers character's activation, it can spend 2 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character within range 4 of the character playing the card. This character can advance its speed toward the chosen enemy character. After the advance, the opposing player may choose a character they control to make an attack targeting the advancing character. So it's weird. You get a free move action, but your opponent gets a free attack. So it's this is a mixed bag. It does say advance your speed. So if you have, for example, used, I think, like maybe flying car or some other tactic card that changes their speed to long for the round, maybe this is a free long move for 2 power.
I would probably use it with Steve Rogers more than these
Yeah.
guys.
Because remember, Steve Rogers is original cap with his stellar defenses, or newer cap, which is more original cap, with his also pretty good defenses.
So you play the card, you move a character forward
Now you move.
towards
They
a
move
towards
towards
a
an enemy.
towards an enemy, and the enemy that you targeted is allowed to make an attack.
No,
No,
your opponent
any
can choose a
opponent.
model to attack whoever advanced.
Yeah, don't take that.
Well, I mean, it's not a crappy card. It just says you have to advance towards. So as long as you end closer, then you're
Mhm.
fine.
Still,
So you could still use the hide behind buildings, get in the cover.
I mean, also, if the person you're moving towards is on a flank and your opponent had, like, if I'm using this to move next to Toad and I'm out of range of all my opponent's other characters, I don't care.
can you do it out of activation? So if like
Uh,
it's Steve's turn,
no,
can I
this is
make Howling
during their
Commandos?
activation.
All right, so that doesn't. No, no.
I mean,
It's a mixed
also
bag.
sometimes being able to move twice in a turn and still take an action to shoot is just worth it.
Mm.
Another potential use that is not intuitive. What if you want to get hurt pretty bad to get power?
Yeah, you're on your last
To-
health anyway. Get closer, noob.
I mean, but the thing is that if you're already that far down, I don't think that card's gonna save you. I can just spike. I can spike dice. It happens. I can get nothing, but I can spike dice and
un,
just wipe them off the
un,
table.
unless I'm original cap and my flip side's pretty damn good.
I mean, I wouldn't. I would definitely not be like, "Cool, you're running Black Order. I'm definitely gonna throw this card down and have you just murder them."
Well, I mean, it's part of your kit. You don't have to bring it to every
I mean,
list.
you're also like things like beam. Cool, you move forward. I'm gonna activate this beam and hit 3 of your people again. Thanks.
Yeah, because it doesn't say what attack.
Yeah.
Like, it could specify an attack with cost 0 and take a lot of sting out of this. No, your opponent can just use their spender.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's fair. You're getting a
Mm.
entire movement activation. I I'm actually
Thor-
okay with that.
Thor doing his AoE too because he just had a great turn building power up because I wanted to move medium does not
But-
feel like a fair
But
trade.
it has to target Nick Fury as AoE 2
Don't.
if he's not within range.
If Fury's
I
within
don't-
it,
I
you
don't
get all
care.
the other attacks too.
All I
Well,
can
then
see
well,
is
then you're dumb for running into that. I'm
I-
just saying.
all I can see is them being like, "Cool, I'm gonna get to this point. That's awesome." And remember, you just have to target them. So I go, "Cool. Red Skull's gonna unleash the cube, and I'm gonna draw a line to the corner and then hit everyone across this point." Like, you're just giving people the advantage to just take the game away from you. Don't bring
And-
it.
Once again, don't use it stupid.
No,
Like,
but that's the
running in-
point. Is you're going to use it stupid. You're not going to
Yeah.
think about this stuff during the game. You're going to be in the middle of your game. You're going to be moving forward. I need to get to that point. You're going to throw down that card. You're going to move forward. You're going, yeah, I'm on the point. And then somebody's going to be like, Hulkbuster's just going to shoot the crap out of you?
Yeah, 'cause remember Hulkbuster spender is 2.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No.
I'm on
hide
team
behind a
games. I'm gonna vote this card down.
Yeah, no. It's
We need
too,
to, like,
Fine,
we
I
need to, like, get
tried.
on the
I tried to
whiteboard.
make it good. It's a shitty card. We won.
just the strings just being like,
Yeah. We need to get on like the college chalkboard and like sketch out the football plays for where this card makes sense to play.
no, you're wasting time. Don't do it. All right.
It's very flavorful. I
Final
would prefer
thoughts.
like a taunt effect where it said if an opponent had to target you with an attack. I think that's still thematic for going over the top of the trench and drawing enemy fire, as opposed to just giving your opponent another attack.
Yeah, no.
Like if your opponent, if they declare an attack, they have to target you with it. That's controlling. That gives you control.
Just sitting there being like, are these guys charging us? Cool. Rapid fire. I'm gonna shoot you twice. Build up some power. My turn. Cool. You just gave me extra power. I'm gonna
Just make
activate
sure
this
you
guy.
use it as the last thing of the turn. That way they can't do that. I don't
Still
know,
sitting on
James.
power.
It's crappy. I don't know what to tell you.
It's crappy. All right. Final thoughts.
I like Howling Commandos quite a bit. I want to start working on a Shield affiliated roster that we can talk about and kind of prototype with all of the new options that Shield has and models and tactics. I'm going to try to work the Howling Commandos in because their flavor.
And
Also,
they're
I
just
like.
good.
Yep.
I think they're solid, but I don't see myself bringing them. I'm not gonna play Shield, so I'm not gonna bring them anything else.
Yeah.
I said my opinion on the beginning. They are the epitome of the apex of that bell curve of what 3 points is.
Yep. Right. We got 2 thumbs up and 1.
One Hydra player.
All right. Thank you for watching.
If you had like Hail Hydra wrist tattoos right there for some reason.
Just the constant. Yeah. Thank you for watching. And we will see you. Yeah, next week. So
Okay, bye.
Bye. Game off.
Okay, bye.